Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Sorry, I
Hello.
am not fully a professional on the StreamYard. I will be watching tutorials. I'd like to, oh, son of a, see, it's that way. So this way, I'd like to introduce the great, I don't know how that just changed.
There you go.
Oh my God, I'm losing my mind.
Isn't it
I'm sorry,
crazy?
everybody. So, right, we've got Denver Steve to the bottom. We've got the great, the wonderful, the mom, Marilyn. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good. Doing
Doing
good.
good.
I just took off my bonnet.
I know I did love the
Yes.
bonnet. It was very Elizabeth Moss of you. I'm just saying it's unique. Can
Yeah.
everybody hear the sound? If there's any problems, please let us know in the chat.
Caw,
Because for some reason,
caw.
right? I feel
Yeah.
super loud
Testing.
today. Okay.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Test. I thought no.
Syllabus.
Hello.
Check. Syllabus. Check.
I do want to say thank you all for showing up. I know that it was very last minute and we're trying to do the best that we can in this situation. I wanted to grab two people because one person helps me with comedy and the other is like that mom that we all love. So a lot of talk has been going on about, well, first of all, I guess I'll ask you, how did it feel when you heard about my childhood?
I thought you said you weren't going to make me cry. I got 1.5 tissues left.
But I figured it was.
It made me feel sad and angry and absolutely just in awe of your strength and your fortitude and your loving compassion towards people even that hurt you, and the fact that you want to still advocate for your parents and your dad. So I just have so much adoration and love for you, and I'm just so happy that you have a loving partner and a community and people that are just loving you and supporting you, and you're doing the same. You're giving back as much as you're getting. Yeah, so we love you.
All right, you got something, Mr. Denver?
Well, she took my answer.
Right. It was good. That was
No,
that was a
first.
solid 8.
I mean, yeah, 100%. No,
You got to go
100%
for
what
a
she said,
9.5.
What? Where?
She said it was a
2?
solid 8, so you got to go for a 9.5.
Oh, I can't top that. I mean, yeah, it's. I mean, what more is there to say? But yeah, it. Yeah, I just want to give you hugs. I mean, I just want to
Right.
say, yeah.
That was a lot of the comments. A lot of my email, the save Bob Ferris at gmail.com has been inundated with, I'm sorry you had to go through that. And you're stronger than I would be. And the reason that it was, I wanted to come on and say, hey, is primarily because there's a good saying where it says you're only as strong as you have to be, or you never know how strong you are until you have to be. There it is.
Right.
And so everybody in a situation, you never know how you're going to react until you get thrown into it. I do want to throw this one up real quick. Oh, I'm clicking.
Oh,
hey, V.
Hey, Princess V.
No, I've decided I'm renaming her. Like, even though I love calling her V, it's Vaboop.
The boop. I love that.
Like very V Boop of you.
Vaboop.
Right? Because she loves Betty Boop, but she's more of a Betty Boop. So it's V Boop. Vaboop. Yep. Just saying, if everybody wants to keep that going, I'm totally okay with that. She may not be, but Vaboop.
I love it.
But I did get a lot of comments and a lot of words of encouragement and a lot of, a lot of people offering to help. So that was really nice. I gave my story because it was about time my childhood got released. It was, one of those things where you're only telling part of a story if you don't tell the whole thing. And in order for me to really feel like I'm letting everyone know what's going on is I'm going to tell them what it was in my childhood. Did I skip over years? Yes. Did I give you a better understanding? Yes. If we're doing a play-by-play, good Lord, I don't think Marilyn and I would have had the time to
I don't think I could
mention
handle it.
every single grade and
Yeah.
give details and stuff like that, you know?
Sure.
So I gave you my life, you know, as much as we could. Although I did remember something in Florida, someone dared me to hop over the fence and go take a bicycle from the neighbors. And I was one for a dare as a kid because I was really trying to make friends because I was having a really hard time making friends. I sure did go over that fence and go steal a bike and ride it around. I'm just going to admit to that overt because it made me feel really, really bad, especially when the dad asked for his kid's bike back. Just saying, that was me.
Yes. Kids do that, right?
Yeah,
And what
I had
were
no
the
intention of keeping
repercussions
it.
of that? Was that
Same repercussions I always got. You know, even though I was trying to admit, you know, what I had done, it didn't matter. But it was still the idea. That one I was totally guilty of, everybody, you know. um I try to handle things that come my way. Now, if people have questions, I try to get to them as best I can. I also, the ones that email me, I try to email you back as quickly as I can. I didn't realize that I was going to get a lot of emails, and each and every email means so much to me that it's kind of like, oh, you know, you got to
Nice.
cherish each one. I also wanted to rock my shirt. This was on
Nice.
it was one from my wish list because I was like, you know, the new penguin shirt.
Oh,
You know, and someone got me the penguin shirt. And so I've been rocking it since it came today.
nice.
You know, I can't wait for hockey season to fully commence and get closer to that cup. And oh, I'm going to be wearing this shirt for days. It'll be good luck, Chuck.
Yeah. Love
And
it.
I'm going to stink and I'm going to make people up, Chuck. All right. So, what is your opinion on forgiveness?
You asking me first?
Either one of you, whoever wants to answer
Debo,
first.
you want to go first?
Sure. What is opinion on forgiveness?
So let me give you a scenario.
Okay.
The reason I ask your opinion on forgiveness is I was sent an email asking me how do I forgive my father for not being there and not saving me when he could have. But also asking, just like someone else had asked, did I ever tell him? I never told my parents, or at least my father, personally, I never ran up to my mom and told my mom because I thought we were telling adults and that was what we were supposed to do. I didn't think my mom would care, but I think the person thought that my dad was also aware of the situation. And so how do I forgive them? So I wanted to get, how would you guys forgive someone if you were in my shoes? Or if someone had harmed you, how do you work with forgiveness?
Right.
I mean, the issue of forgiveness is with your father, correct? I mean, in this scenario, is that what I'm understanding? So, you know, for me, I guess the way that I would read.
You want me to give you my opinion is?
Oh, that would ruin my answer.
Okay.
I mean, I just keep coming back to it's my father, it's my blood, it's it's is it his fault in all this that he didn't yeah, in this scenario I just feel like I just have to reach back out with the olive branch and forgive. Not necessarily, yeah. To me, it's I don't know. To me, it's as simple as that. But I may be missing something in there as well. But that's how
And I could have asked the question in a way. For me, forgiveness isn't something that I need from my father because, he may not know. He may not know what happened to us. I don't think it got back to everybody. I also, from hearing some of the other stories, I think we were all living in this I'm the only one it's happening to type of life.
Right.
Now, forgiveness is not something that I need to offer him for me having to go through that. Um, Forgiveness is him saying he's sending letters and nothing ever coming. That I forgave a long time ago. But not calling me after almost 20 years, I'm going to squash that. I don't need to forgive him. I just need to see him. So I'm hoping that helps with the answer a little bit. I can't do forgiveness if he never had an idea of what was going on.
Absolutely.
Right.
No, I get that. Yeah.
I think for me, there's honestly levels of forgiveness. If someone's done something absolutely malicious and abusive towards me and have no remorse, I I think I forgave them for my own sake, for my own healing, because the hatred and the bitterness can eat you alive. So there's a point where you let it go, you forgive, you give yourself that little bit of freedom and closure from that, that utter hatred and unforgiveness and bitterness. But at the same time, I would never let that person 10 feet from me. There's, you know, there's trust and then there's forgiveness. You can forgive someone, but you don't have to forget. Maybe in your dad's case, like you said, he may not know. I don't think he had malicious intent towards you, and in some ways, he is a victim of the system as well. Does it make it okay what he allowed in your life? Does it make it okay all of the things that he did? But I have people in my life that are still peripherally in my life. I'm not super coochie coo with them, like my adopted mom. I love her. I forgive her. But there's still some hurt there. And I think it's going to take probably the rest of her life and maybe mine to really work through some of that stuff, But I don't have any ill will, and I would help her if she needed it. But I don't allow myself to get in the quagmire of their issues. So you kind of have to be careful, with that too. Like when you do reunite with your dad, and I believe you will, he's going to need a lot of his own,
Yeah,
things
he's
to
going to
work out.
need a lot of demons that he has
Yeah.
to work out
Wrestle with.
his best.
Mhm.
I did
Yeah.
see quite a few really good ones. Here was the first one that popped up. In order to Michelle Carpenter, in order to have a truly healthy relationship, a close one. Oh, maybe did I grab the wrong one?
She has another one, I think.
Oh, she has another one. Okay. I am not good at this. See, we should have just done
That's
this on
okay.
yours.
That's okay, honey.
Okay. I believe forgiveness isn't a prerequisite for closure.
Oh yeah.
If you're just trying to move on, some people need to forgive, some people don't before healing if you're carrying on the relationship.
Good answer.
I thought the question when it was asked to me was brilliant and beautiful because until that moment, I had never thought about it. I had never thought, hey, I need to forgive someone. I need to, do something. I had never thought about it because I had always for most of my life, I had believed that I had done something to pull everything in. I must have been a bad
Yeah.
kid. I must have been stupid.
Right.
I must have been, you know, anything.
Right.
For most of my adult life or even my childhood, I really believed that this was how my life was going to be. This is what I have, and I'm doing something to pull it in. So if that makes sense to people on the outside, because that was one of our hardcore beliefs, is that you did
Definitely.
something to pull it in, not that you're a victim. You did something to cause it.
And you didn't.
And I'm learning that now.
Yeah.
I am absolutely learning that now.
Yeah.
But in the moments, you know, it's hard to look back. I love how people are saying smash the like button for me.
Yeah.
Do
I
it.
love that.
I did.
Smash
I
it.
just got to make
Smash
sure
it.
I did.
Like and
Yes.
subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Oh,
Like and subscribe.
hold on. Liz Ferris, glad you like the shirt. It
Oh,
made you smile. Yes, it did.
Cindy.
Yes,
Thank
it
you,
did.
Cindy.
Pittsburgh Penguins all the way. Stanley Cup, here we come. It is amazing.
Ah,
Like I just hit my own desk. But
so
Go
nice
Avs.
of you, Cindy. Thank you.
Go Avs.
No. Go Penguins. Go Penguins.
Nah.
Go Pens.
Nah.
I'm definitely a sports person. Yeah. Penguins are my team. So are the Yankees. I have teams like all over the place,
Yeah, you do.
Yankees.
right?
Wow. Yeah.
Because the here, I'll give you a brief rundown. My what I thought was my godfather gave me this history lesson of all the baseball teams: the Brooklyn Bombers, the Yankees, you know, the original. Where were the Braves originally? I think they were in Boston. No, it wasn't because
No, Red Sox. So
yeah, the Red Sox have been there for years.
I'm from New England, right? So we got Yankees, right? You got to be Red Sox, and you know we're just a glutton for punishment because they, you know, Red Sox break your heart. You know, they had the curse of Babe Ruth,
Right?
for like
Shouldn't have
100
traded him
years.
for a little bit of money.
That's right. To the Yankees.
But, you know, I'm also one of those people that even though the Red Sox and the Yankees are supposed to be like, oh, we're enemies. I'm not. It's baseball.
Only a
It's
game.
baseball.
Right.
It's a game I truly care about, but it's baseball.
Yeah.
All right. So my next question, hold on. Let me pull it up.
Oh.
We're gonna
Oh,
act like we're
fancy.
interviewing everybody.
Oh.
Fancy.
Oh. Sorry, I thought I turned my volume off. I guess I didn't. Okay. Where did
I
it
love the
go?
title Talk Soup with Friends.
Right? Because I figured it'd be a good way for us to talk about anything. If anybody had
Yeah.
any questions,
Mhm.
like,
I had vegetable soup for dinner tonight.
Sorry. I love Michelle.
that just made me smile like all over.
Michelle is awesome.
Um,
Love her.
and then we got some Go AVs. Sent cards for you. Oh, we got a Ranger fan.
Hmm.
Hey, we can still love you. Baseball season's just going to be a little rocky for us,
Right.
but we still have love. And you know what? I'll watch a game with you guys anytime.
It's going to be Rocky. That's right. Rocky.
Mm-hmm. Not Rocky. Nobody's
Rockies.
running up some stairs and then screaming, "Yo, Adrian!"
Rockies.
We did it. Oh, we have a
Go
Chiefs.
Adrian.
Chiefs. All right. Chiefs.
Yeah. And then we got
Bloody
the
Kansas City.
I'm still waiting for someone to say they're an A's fan.
Oakland.
Yeah.
Caps. All right. All right.
Everybody has their team.
But
But you
we've got
know,
like 4 different sports going through here too.
right?
Go Nuggets.
Oh, hold on. We're gonna post this one.
Yeah.
Dodgers.
Dodgers.
Yep.
The
Here we
Dodgers.
go.
Ah, Kansas City.
But I can't believe she's the Dodgers. Well, actually, I can. What am I talking about? She's in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Of course, she's going to be. Yeah. Hey, pup rumor. But yeah, I love sports. It has been quite a bit of saving for me.
What is the
I did
Casey
have-
Current?
The which one?
Oh, is it Casey Current?
Is that someone in there in the chat? Is that a baseball team that I don't know about?
I don't know.
Like, is that a sports team?
I don't
Hey,
know.
Sarah78, is there any way you can fill us in on Casey Current? Or is that Kansas City Current?
I think it's Kansas City Current.
I'm going to feel really weird if it's
Is it
bad.
like a soccer team?
We'll find out.
Did they make the Chiefs change their name?
I do love this one.
Red Sox fan.
fan.
Yeah,
Baseball
you know,
is
it's just
baseball.
me too. It's just this sad state of affairs. Some people are just gluttons for punishment.
To Stephanie Lind up there, go Vikings.
Sorry about
it's-
that. I don't have anybody's the clicking power, but I saw Liz. I watched your video with Marilyn about your childhood, and I just want to say you are so strong. Love you, babe. I love you guys too. That's why I felt it necessary to bring it out. So that way someone didn't worry what it was like to be a Seward kid. All of us have different stories. All of us have different backgrounds. And it's just one of those things. Like some people had it easier. You know, some people might have had it worse. You know, every day wasn't like the last day, but there was a lot of days that were, you know, and unfortunately my memory is pretty scatterbrained when it comes to that. I used to have a really good memory, and then, you know, unfortunately I had a mental breakdown. I had a health crisis. Someone needed to call 988 for me. Please, everybody, don't forget. If you have a chance to watch the other video I did the other day, please remember to always check on yourself. If not, let friends know.
Definitely.
Okay, Liz, we'd love to have you on a podcast. Ask Marilyn. I'm talking about.
Yes. Yeah, Michelle Carpenter does the booking for her best friend, who is Roberta Blevins. I don't know if you ever saw the Lula Rich documentary about the leggings, but her friend there, Roberta Blevins, has a podcast, huge podcast. She's been on the Fair Game podcast with Leah and Mike, and she's hilarious. She's great. She does cult series and just a wonderful person. So yeah, if you want to be on her podcast, I think myself and Liz Gale are gonna do it too.
Nice.
So
That's
yeah.
super exciting.
Yeah,
I will have to
great.
catch that. I always
She's
try to catch all
so-
of Liz's.
She's so funny too. She's like Michelle. They're just so much fun and
Good.
really smart and just intelligent ladies. Really great. Love Roberta. I can't click, so I'm just reading.
I'm
I saw
sorry.
Amy.
Just read
Amy
them.
Scobie's in the chat somewhere. If you scroll up, I saw her.
Amy Scobie.
I saw Goldie say hi to her. So
Sorry.
one of your
See-
moms.
I don't think I really
I
don't
saw
think
her.
she's old enough to
It says
be my mom.
Amy.
There it is, Goldie, Queen
She
Amy
is.
Scobie.
Amy Scobie. She's there.
Scroll up a little long. Oh, just popping in to give my love. Ah. 11:20 p.m. 4 minutes ago. There she is.
Yeah.
Hi, Amy.
Amy
Amy Scobie just popping in to give my love to all three of you wonderful people. XOXO. Thank you, Amy.
Love you, Amy.
Yeah,
Face
it's
red heart
like-
shape. Face red heart shape. Face red heart shape. Face red heart shape. That was her last post.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
we all got face
there
red
she
heart
is.
shapes.
Yeah,
Sweet.
there
I
she
always wanted a
is.
face for my heart shape.
Right. It's red too.
True.
Yeah.
True. I did see this one for anybody wanting to know.
Oh.
She's also an Angel fan.
Angel fan. Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Candy's Life is also an Angel fan and lives in Maine. Okay.
Just for the record.
All right. So Lobster and the Angels.
Oh,
works?
lobster. I love me some
Um,
lobster.
Maine crab, Maine lobster,
See,
Maine.
lobster for me means death. I'm deathly allergic to iodine.
Oh,
Ooh,
never mind. Never mind.
You're more than
yikes.
welcome to have some. Everybody is more than welcome to have as much shellfish as they want. The more they eat, the less that is around me. But yes, I'm the deathly allergic kind.
Ooh. You can't have shrimp or nothing like
No
that.
shellfish whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
None.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it.
We'd have to sit like 3 tables away from her because
And have my EpiPen and be popping Benadryl like
it's in
they're
the air.
tickets.
That's what I'm trying to say with all these hand gestures. Yeah.
Yikes.
Right.
Oh, we're back to the. What was it? You guys did jazz hands?
Spirit
Yeah, I do jazz hands.
hands.
All that jazz. Yeah.
And all that jazz. Yes. Yes. Allergic to iodine. That is what prevented me from having a DR in front of my name.
Mm.
Yep.
So
You could do it too.
that was the plan. I wanted to help people that way. Actually, I wanted to be an emergency room child physician. And it's going to sound super weird because I know what all the signs look like for abuse. I wanted to be able to stop anyone that came into the emergency room.
Yeah.
So if I stopped it first, then nobody'd live a life like I had. But skip the cult part of it because again, I didn't realize I was brought up in a cult at that moment.
Yeah.
So I
That's important.
had some goals.
You're still making a difference, making a big
I
difference.
am. The whole point is, and again, like we have to make a stink, whether you're a never in, whether you're like anything whatsoever, the best thing to do is make a stink, and don't you know is now in my vocabulary. Sorry.
I love that.
The bigger the stink, the more we have chances of getting everyone out. I'm doing the stink because I want to get my dad out. You guys are doing a stink because you want to get everyone out. I also want the same thing. Or at least if they're not wanting to come out, at least let them know the truth and then let them make their own decisions, knowing the truth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If we can prevent anyone from being assaulted, anyone from having an adult touch them, any SA, any starvation, any, 7 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. shift, you have to try. You have to try to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. The utter just injustice just makes I think that we all have that in common. We just want to see the abuses stop. And you have thousands of allies, people that are rooting for you and love you and want to help, push this forward. Like, come on. I mean, after listening to your story the other night, I was just so moved and just upset, but also just so proud of you. And I couldn't help but think, like, this should be Diane Sawyer sitting here, not middle-aged crochet lady from the holler. It should be Diane fucking Sawyer. Like, where is the FBI? Where, I'm not going to get all crazy, but your story, it's so mind-blowing that it's like, where
it
is
is
the
but
outrage?
would I have been able to talk to Diane Sawyer? Probably not. I've at least gotten to know you. I think our conversation, I wouldn't change anything about it. I would have changed, I want to say not crying, but I know if V is still in the chat, she would be like, crying is a good emotion. My love would say it makes you human.
That was my favorite part when Carrie came and gave you a hug and a kiss, and oh my God, that was just,
yeah,
it was beautiful.
Carrie is, yep. That's what V likes to say. It's very called for. Like that woman is,
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's amazing. It's like, what's normal? What's appropriate?
but
I don't
yeah,
know. I was brought up in a cult too, so I don't know.
I know. And we all steal that line from Aaron because it's true. It's like the best pickup line and line for anything. I'm sorry. I didn't understand this was your space. I grew up in a cult. Um, okay, please don't use that at the bar. Just trying to think that would not work. That might get some police called, people asking for angel shots. Like,
I got my
yeah,
kids those shirts from Aaron. This is I was born in a cult, but not last weekend. They wear them proudly. My son's like,
good.
the chicks like it. They're like, "Oh, you were born in a cult?" He's like, "Yeah."
Technically,
Yeah,
yes. Because, people, I want to say some people like the broken.
it's
They want
intriguing.
to
It's a
they want to fix us
conversation.
all and cover us in band-aids and
Oh,
tell us it'll be all better. And
yeah. Well, we're all here for each other, right? And I
right.
always say this is like, yeah, do have some some level I can relate to, and some experience as a cult, but Scientology it's in its own and no, there's no class about it, but it's in a whole other league of its own. I mean,
Yeah. It is
Scientology,
definitely it
holy
is definitely in its own league. It likes to pretend like I can guarantee when I was inside and doing all of these stupid things and I didn't think they were stupid, but in the moment that was my job. If I had to, let's say, get, people that are on the project force to move faster, I had to yell at them and belittle them, and
yeah.
that was my job. For some reason, now I think about it and I'm like, that is atrocious. Like, I would not work harder because someone's yelling at me. I would work slower. Um, but then in the moments, you're just like, no, 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 no. We have to be productive. We have to get this done. I have to get all my people to graduate. They've got to get through their courses. What courses do they need to do? What's missing? Do they need a tutor? Like, well, not a tutor, but do they need someone to go over all their misunderstoods with them? And I'm trying to think of like non-Scientology words to
Right, yeah,
say.
'cause it's hard, isn't it?
It's
Mm,
not so easy.
yeah,
Um, but at the same time, they wanted to graduate just as much as I needed them to graduate because that was my stat. And so turn around and it's 100 degrees outside. You got people running in pants, trying to get to clean areas, trying to, you know, get all over the place, whether you're working in the galley, whether you're working in housekeeping, whether you're working on the grounds, whether you're, you know, each different area that's needed. And even though it's hot and they're thirsty and I wish I could have given them water instead, I'm yelling at them to stop slacking off and double time because that was my job.
it was your job.
And
Yeah,
I now know that what I did was not kind, was not anywhere near what I would want someone to do to me. And it was very wrong. And so I can admit that I did that and I'm truly sorry. I should have given you water instead. Should have told you it's okay. Just take a minute if you need it. Or I should have just told you it's a cult. It's a cult. It's a cult, 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 cult. Run.
yeah. But I'm sure on some level you thought you were doing the right thing for them.
Oh, I thought I was clearing the planet.
Yeah,
I literally
yeah.
thought
Right.
by me helping them finish, they're making more I'm helping make more Sea Org members. And this is the best job out there. I was just so excited. Like, yeah. And then turn around and maybe my stat wasn't up. And then all of a sudden, have you recruited your mom? And then all of a sudden you're on decks. Or, it's your birthday and you go surfing with your friend and you're on decks because you got sunburned. You don't think about the little things when that happens.
Mm.
You don't think about, man, this feels torturous. It's almost like I felt like I did something to pull this in. I did something to get the sun to burn me. And as much as I want to say I was strong then, no, I wasn't, because I kept getting stuck in the I must have done something to pull this in. Maybe I didn't work hard enough. Maybe I didn't complete enough courses. Maybe maybe I'm the one, or I'm the reason why my whole department stats are not up. I took ownership, and I did my lower conditions with pride and thinking I'm never going to be on them again. And suddenly you're on them again. But I honestly felt like when bad shit happened to me, I did something to pull it in. I make jokes. I make jokes about a relationship I had where, I was working roughly about 12 hours a day, and she just said, I don't love you anymore. Like, she loved me at lunchtime, come home from working, and suddenly she didn't love me anymore. And so I'm like, what the hell did I do? And then, she's not answering. She's not saying anything. She's like, well, I'm going to go hang out with so-and-so. I'm like, what the hell changed between now and dinner? Like, wasn't quite understanding. So I must have done something to pull this in. And so it wasn't, unfortunately, she'd fallen in love with someone else. Well, actually, fortunately, because that helped me on the path that I am to the
Right.
girl that I'm supposed to be with.
Right.
Yeah.
But in the moment, I really thought I did something to pull it in. So
Now you know better.
now I know better, but that's with counseling. That's
Yes.
with, that is honestly with keeping myself in check, reaching out to my partner, and even though, because I've come to the light and come to the forefront, it's the Scientologies is coming back. It's also different because I'm doing mental health checks. I'm checking on myself. I have friends I can reach out to, Denver, you haven't gotten mad that I'm trying to pimp you out.
It's so
just
much
Is what it
fun.
is.
Just in case.
Love it.
Marilyn, I can call you and you'll pick up.
Oh, totally.
unless
Except I
you're
was
blow-drying your hair.
I was blow drying my hair. I didn't hear it.
And it's okay, but you called back or you
Of course
text.
I did.
Either which way.
And I called.
just-
I
Yes.
Facebook messaged you. I texted and I called because I don't know. You're like my kids. I don't know which medium is the best. So I figured I'd test it out. Calling worked.
Oh, Steve-O, I think this one's for you.
Oh.
Cindy says, good night, all. Was going to try to make it to Steve-O's show tonight, but I had a triggered meltdown in Walmart Mart today and can't get rid of my migraine. Well, Cindy,
Sending love.
What?
Sending love.
Oh, yes, absolutely sending
Yeah,
love. My show will be here next week. Don't worry about it. You do your thing.
Hope you feel better, Cindy.
Absolutely want you to feel better. So, yeah, hopefully we see you on Wednesday at Xenu Nation. But if not, hugs.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Because I'm really bad at clicking those things. They go by so fast
doing
at
good.
times.
They do.
Like it was.
Oh yeah, when you're trying to chase one and it just keeps shooting up.
Yeah,
you
and
go,
like,
it's tough.
yeah. If you ever see me suddenly start trying to look over my computer, I'm trying to chase one. Let's just be real.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I also did notice, since you guys have found out a lot about our childhoods and what has happened in our lives, what was your lives like?
Not that.
Like no, I mean, what are your lives like now?
I think that, like I said before, I can relate to the process of the constructing, whatever you want to call it, deprogramming, learning to accept myself. In my case, it was instead of pulling things in, it was you were born a sinner, you were born a bad person. And I'm not talking about mainstream Christianity. I'm not saying anything. I don't believe that mainstream Christianity or any religion is a cult, but there are cults that come out of legitimate religions. And Scientology, again, is his own thing. And I don't think it's anything legitimate about it. But the fact that you feel like you were born defective, you were born bad, and anything that happened to you, that even if someone else abused you, it was because God was punishing you because you were in some way disobedient. So that carried all the way until, in my 30s when I had my kids. So here it is, 16 years later. And it took me so many years to realize that that was wrong. And I swear it was like watching the aftermath. It really helped me to kind of sort things out and actually be able to utter the words. I was in a cult. And now I can
Mhm.
shout it to really like I can sing along with you. It's cult, it's cult, it's cult. And I could, say I love to say Marlene Sweeney's name. It's only been a year since I've just found it. Yeah, cult leader Marlene Sweeney. I loved. And yeah, it's been very healing being in this space with people that understand, because you can't just meet someone on the street and be like, yeah, I was
Yeah,
raised
but
in a
now if we
cult.
met on the street, it'd be like one giant hug,
Yes,
because,
Yeah.
I always wonder when people find out what our lives are like, and a lot of our lives were, what is it like for you guys now? Because you see us, because you already knew, like, it's a cult. You knew before we did. And then turn around and you hear what happens to us. It's, it, it has to change like an image or a perspective of what you have on, of the original cult. It's not just a little cult. It's like a huge, horrible,
It's
treacherous, demonizing cult.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
institutionalized child abuse. Everything that day and night Surge say it's so true. It's like trafficking and every terrible thing,
Mhm.
and the credit card thing, and it just, I mean, it's
It
rotten
doesn't
from the
end.
core. It's
No.
right. Just when everybody always says this, like, just when you think Scientology can't get any worse, it does. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So it's just, and I feel like it's a house of cards. It's got to come down. It's got to come down.
And that's why I liked when I was talking about it, like, what would I like in the next 10 years? I would like for those doors to be shut permanently. But I also do believe in freedom of religion.
Right.
But it has to be a religion.
And
If you
freedom.
want to be,
Right.
want to be a religion, then let the people that are there be free and choose what they want to do from there.
Yeah, that's
If they want to stay and they want to continue, then they need to be told the truth. And at that point, you want to call yourself, or at least you want to fall under the bracket of freedom of religion. But what is it for me to decide? I'm not going to ever be one. But I want people to have that choice, that belief that they can walk out the door without fear of persecution, without fear of going into a hole, without fear of someone chasing them down the street, or like, oh no, Nora, they chased her for miles, and then made it like, it was just ugly every single time she had to go through that. It was ugly, and I only tried to run once. I also only tried to jump off the building once, because I wasn't successful. But I'm grateful that I wasn't successful, because everything in life happens for a reason. I know that saying those words make it a little harder, because I did go through some pretty traumatic things, but they've made me stronger. And I choose to be better than the previous person. And I choose that I never have to forgive. I don't want to forget. but I don't need to forgive them.
Right.
You know, I don't forgive Scientology for some of the shit that they've done to people. I don't believe that they deserve it. They deserve forgiveness. But I believe that we can find another route. If that makes sense.
Yeah, what they've done to families. I mean, not just the child abuse. I mean, that is, I take any one of these horrendous practices, and that in itself is just terrible. Then you think of, they just somebody said about shunning. Yeah, disconnection. They use it. They weaponize people against each other. The whole snitch culture, all that. It's all like geniusly designed to break you down, to brainwash you, to control you. And it's amazing how strong, you said what's our impression of you, seeing how bad the cult is and seeing now you guys telling your stories and coming out, just so much respect and admiration, and I'm just in awe of your strength. I can't say that enough, because the more I learn about your background, the more I realize you've done the work. You've forgiven to the best of your ability. You've forgiven yourself. You didn't pull this in. You didn't. You
No.
didn't do anything. And
Yeah.
you're a beautiful person, and you didn't deserve it. And you've done the therapy, and you're helping
And it's
others.
ongoing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I will always help others. If anyone has any questions, or if anybody is, feeling down or low, please definitely email. I get to them as quickly as I can. And some of the times, like, they ask questions and I don't know what to say. So I try to roll through the questions here. And that way maybe I'll answer them when I go to answer the email. I have a good answer, because sometimes answers don't flow.
Yeah.
We're all doing the best that we can to make the biggest noise and the biggest stinks. At least that's how I feel. If there's a playbook on how to make a bigger stink, I would definitely love to know what that playbook is. And I saw a puppy. What kind of puppy is that?
Well, that was Lewis. That's a beautiful 80-pound greyhound.
Oh.
That
He's
gives
dead.
new meaning to run.
Oh, dude. He's retired and that boy is fast. I mean, yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, my husky, is 8 years old, and nope, I got to chase him down with my vehicle. He's like speeding. Here I come. Please.
Right.
No. And then here's Carrie's beautiful animals, and they're like, the one of them is just doesn't leave her side. No, but we'll walk with her anywhere. And I'm like, my dog would have been gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liz, did you see the question from Castle Rock Chick? You might have to go up a little bit, a couple minutes, but
Castle Rock.
Castle Rock Chick. What if all the teachings of there it is? Yeah. I can't
Okay, Castle Rock Chick. What if you guys can read them? I got.
I
bad
can read them.
vision.
I just can't click. Okay. What if all the teachings of Scientology was made public? Wouldn't that end the organization, but still let those who want the teachings to have it without the cults? That's a big question.
That's a tricky one. So what if the teaching of Cult of Scientology was made public? That's what a lot of us are doing by explaining the rules. If you're talking about like their courses, if their courses were online, then nobody would pay to do them. If nobody pays to do them, then they have nothing.
And that's
to
an
stand
actual church. Then that's a real religion, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Not a business like it is.
on. Yeah.
Then they have to take donations.
Mm-hmm. Then they can get their tax exempt status
Sure.
with donations.
Happily.
Not, we've rewritten the course. You have to start over. We found something that needed to be added, even though he's been dead for,
Another $100,000, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need $1 million. We need $1 million going up the bridge. We need to see some big ones.
I would like to see, it would be this thick, but I would like to see a book like those three statements you just made, like all the terrible things that they tell you that are wrong and evil, and all the things that they do, just one line by line by line, like bullet point, almost like this is your indictment. Scientology, you're this, you do this, you do this, you do. It would just be this thick, all of the shitty things that they say and do. Don't you think? It's awful.
Yeah.
I get so mad.
Church name similar to Jehovah's Witness.
Hmm.
Hope one day makes the connection. Not holding my breath. Yeah, most of us aren't holding our breaths. We have. That's not true. We're hoping for the truth that comes out with Laura, with Serge Delmar, with the degraded daughters of degraded daughters of Dianetics. With the Never Ends, with Mark Headley, with Claire Headley, with Mike Rinder and Leah Remini, and then of course the one, the only, Mr. A.A. Ron. Oh, the little drum roll. Aaron. But yes, it'd be great for Scientology to change, but at the same time, it's going to take a lot of us coming out and standing together and not crippling each other or not banding together. It's Aw. If I missed your question, please repost it. Obviously I'm really bad at this clicking thing and I don't know how to give them the power, of Grayskull.
She's got the power. Oh, wait. She's got the power.
I got the
Be like,
power.
what? Tootsie Roll?
It's tricky to... No.
It's tricky.
This beetle rock around. No, I don't remember it.
Tricky.
I remember a lot of Eminem though. Oh, but you put a radio in front of my love, should spit off any song. Like that woman is like a music thesaurus.
She'd really do really good on like music trivia nights, right?
I think she'd kill it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like she'd be that person that's like, oh, I know the answer. It's been 3 seconds, honey. I know that song. I know it. I'm ready. Ding, 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 ding. I'm like, can you give me a nerdy question or a Harry Potter question or comic question? Maybe a Marvel? I'm good. A sports? What about you? What's your area of specialty when it comes to trivia?
I don't really have any because I don't know anything about pop culture. So
if there was one about yarn and what certain stitches, you'd rock it.
Honestly, I could probably do pretty good on a Bible trivia, but that's not. I don't know. Yeah, because I had to memorize it so much,
There you
and
go.
some of it's nice. I mean, I think that there's nice allegories and stories in the Bible. Some not so nice, but yeah. I mean, I had 36 years of it pounded into my head, but I do okay on Scientology. But yeah,
I think you do really well in Scientology. Some of those questions, I was like, it took me a minute, and then I was like, oh, when she gave the answer, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, some of the acronyms I don't know, but I don't know a lot of stuff because I'm always asking you guys. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Okay.
So we have to ask you stuff too.
Confusion is worse than treason. Treason sounds pretty bad. So yeah, very confusing.
Oh, I do see a question.
Yes, question.
Here, I'll tag it first so that we can find out what is his specialty at trivia.
Oh yes.
Is it movies?
Eating pizza. Yeah, probably movies and television.
Yeah, I always ask him about movies because people bring it up.
Yeah.
I do understand. I do like the movies. I am all about like doing like a movie quote, and someone else has to pick the movie. But of course, like I do the same movies because I only pick my favorite ones. Like it puts the lotion on its skin or gets the hose again. Right.
Silence of the Lambs.
That's right. I'll be your Huckleberry.
Tombstone.
See, I don't know any of that stuff.
All righty then.
You got some good questions.
Which Jim Carrey movie isn't that from?
Right? I just thought of that.
Yeah.
So question is, what is my favorite sport? Baseball is my favorite sport. What is my favorite sport that I played? It was softball. I do love hockey because if you're going to throw someone into the ice, you're already on ice. So you don't need to worry about icing anything. Do you like
True.
hockey?
True.
And you
That's
get
true.
to throw people, and it's legal.
Oh man.
And you get to punch people. That's also legal. Just saying. Just not kids.
I like how the boards are so loose that they can, to kind of soften the blow. Because
Right?
yeah,
The thunk.
as much as you can soften that blow. Yeah, just
Yep.
first row is like getting slapped by glass.
All right, I'm yawning a little bit, and I realize it's midnight here. I'm like, why am I yawning?
Because it's
Sorry.
so dark 30.
It
So
is.
question, Pokemon is fun, but it takes up too much of my phone's memory. Is there any way around that?
Great question.
Honestly, you can no, you can't save it to your computer anymore. Are you talking about Pokemon? Is she talking about Pokemon Go?
Must be Go.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Pokemon Go, that will take up a ridiculous amount of memory. You can get a spare phone, like a track phone, and that phone specifically for Go, and that way you have your phone for the other stuff. That would be a way,
There you go.
You could delete all of your contacts, your calculator, your calendar. I mean, just wipe everything out and have your phone and go.
Absolutely.
Plenty of room.
Okay. All right. Hold on. I want to point this one out real quick. Jamie Palmer, I loved Pokemon growing up. Then my book of Pokemons got stolen. I am truly sorry.
Aw.
Oh,
There's some messed up people in the world. I did learn that the hard way. But hold on. Yeah, that's pretty fucked. So, I'm sorry.
you hire Jeffrey Augustine and a cleaner. Jeffrey finds the guy. The cleaner breaks his knees and gets you your cards back.
So this is a movie quote, and I'm trying to remember
I'm
Candy's
coming
life.
and
I'm
hell's
coming and
coming.
hell's coming with me.
Coming and hell's coming with me. Yeah, I hear it.
Don't ask me.
I can hear it in my head. I just can't visualize it.
Right? I'm coming and hell's coming with me. Yeah, it is so familiar. Oh, that is Tombstone.
Is that Tombstone
That's the
too?
other line in Tombstone. I think so. I'm coming and hell's coming with me. That is Kurt
Tombstone.
Russell's main line after his brother dies.
Okay, I can see it. Yeah.
Oh, yep, Tombstone, him.
What's
the
the
guy
other
in
one?
Wyatt Earp.
Yeah. What's
Yeah,
the
I
other one in
remember
there? Skin that
Tombstone?
smoke wagon. Is that
Mm-hmm.
a line from there too?
I think so. Hold on, there was a question.
Oh,
Sorry. We got distracted. I got squirreled. I'm having such a fun time with squirreling.
It's all
Sarita
good.
Fisher. Question: do you have any children now? Have contact with the one that you had to give up? Not a job, I understand. There are some in my life. I prefer not to talk about that particular situation. And I do call it a situation because it did take a lot of years for me to get over and understand. I do know more about that particular thing. So sorry, not trying to cry today. That's the best I got.
Yeah. You don't have to. Whatever you're comfortable sharing.
Yep. Pup Groomer 20. I just picked one. Denver, Maryland. Goldie, I just passed the Alien Jerky store.
Oh,
Interterrestrial high
Yeah.
I think she's the one that said, what is it,
Oh.
Area 51, right?
Area 51. Yeah.
She's in
Yeah.
Area 51?
Yeah.
Lives
She's
by it.
the
Yeah.
one
So drives
yeah.
past, has to drive past it. Yeah.
Alien jerky store.
I didn't know there was an alien jerky store.
Now I kind of want a t-shirt from the alien jerky store.
I just want
Now I have to
alien
find it.
jerky.
I want
Alien
yeah.
jerky, right? Tastes
Yeah,
like
beef jerky.
tastes like Martian. Nom.
You're like, oh, this tastes like rattlesnake. Mm.
Right.
Okay,
Oh my
so
God.
Rev Girl, when
All
I played
aliens taste like
softball-
chicken.
right? Everything
Mhm.
tastes like chicken,
Pretty much.
especially if you jerky it. It's all chicken.
Yep.
When I played softball, I was an outfielder. I was an average player. I was shortstop. When I played fast pitch, I was shortstop or pitcher. When I played slow, I was all over the place, primarily second base. It was that like 20-foot throw that I had a problem with, like the big curve that it had to have. I was really bad at that curve. I love this, Sandy Rose. I love squirrels. I actually, I put it on my my wish list because someone said I should dress up like a squirrel. It took me forever, and I found on my Amazon wish list, I found a squirrel onesie, and
Awesome.
I found one for me and then one for my love, and it's. I was like, if anything, I'm getting those squirrel onesies, and I will do
yeah.
a live in a onesie dressed as a squirrel.
I
Oh,
love
It's
that.
a little
Yes.
squirrely.
Funny. You know,
Yeah.
that's my logo. You have one of these, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, handmade in the hollow. Yeah.
It is still in the bag.
I drew that. I drew a squirrel.
Nice.
I wasn't allowed to draw much as a kid, or especially in the cult, because you had to be anointed as an artist. That had to be your gift, and I didn't have that gift, so I wasn't allowed. I was only allowed to like mop floors and crochet.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
it.
here is one. That's how I feel about Scientology. Tell them hell's coming with. Let's see. I'm coming and hell's coming with me. That is actually pretty brilliant. That should be like the next thumbnail. Like hell's, I'm
Yes.
coming and hell's coming with me.
Bringing hell. Yep.
Because
love that.
it'll be the one episode that we're all bringing hell. Like,
Yep. Give them hell.
Right.
ooh,
Give them hell, Liz.
ooh,
Give them
isn't
hell.
there supposed to be another chatathon? Because I know
I
there was
heard about
possibly we were
that.
talking about doing another chatathon.
I
We'll
heard
have to
about-
reach out to Chad.
I just heard about
but
that
that
today.
could be the logo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually, we'll see. It's determinable. We'll have to talk to the one and only Vaboop
Yes.
and see what she thinks.
Yes.
And then I got to talk to my love and see if she thinks that's a good idea. Because
Yep.
Vaboop
Yeah.
will
The first
tell me
I
yes,
heard
no,
of it. The first I heard of it was today. I think somebody wrote it in the chat, and I was like, "Oh, really?" And then Stephen went back, and we must have both missed that segment of when you were talking to Poe about it. So I was like, "Oh, okay, I didn't know."
Yeah, I didn't even know about it. He's like, we should do another one. I was like, okay.
Oh, okay.
Like, I am totally down for that. I wanted to click this one. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Didn't want to make you cry. It's totally okay. There's still certain things that bother me tremendously and break my heart. So
You just pace yourself, whatever you're comfortable with, and everyone understands that you don't owe us any part of your story. Whatever you feel comfortable sharing for you.
Right.
absolutely. But I just pulled a you, Marilyn.
You double tapped.
I
Oh, of
doubled
course.
it. Liz,
It's
your Bertel,
contagious.
when ready. We'll be hella lucky to find you. Plus, I'm sure you're an amazing parent role model for the children in your life. I hope so. There's a couple of issues with that one, but maybe one day we'll talk about it. Okay, we're just hitting it with the super chats.
Oh, to give them all day long.
Right?
I love
gotta
it.
give them hell all day long.
Those people hurt people that I genuinely care about, and they are just about done getting away with it. Yeah, I feel that way too. You're done
Yeah,
getting
and-
away with it.
And considering that we do have a beacon of hope out there, it's not the the most elaborate beacon of hope, but it is a beacon of hope. And we have people that are there in that beacon of hope to try to help. So, every time you guys listen, you become your own beacon. Every time that you comment, it's another beacon. Every single time you participate in anything having to do with us, it is a sign of hope. Even if you just send a smile, it's still hope that is hard to come by. And from a person that didn't think it was possible, I didn't think sharing my story would touch anybody. I thought, oh great, it may be a pity party after this, because it's just my life. There's nothing you can change about it. That's just how my life as I remember it. So we try to live in each moment.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I keep forgetting it's been an hour. Even though they're not on their streams, don't forget to subscribe. Otherwise, you won't get to sleep with Denver.
True
Yeah.
story.
You won't get to have like tea and crumpets with my lady.
Yeah.
And please like and subscribe. If you have questions, like if you truly have questions, definitely let us know. I'm trying to grab each one as I see them, because unfortunately I didn't add them correctly to the stream to be able
You're
to.
doing great. You did great.
To smash
Fantastic.
them.
Absolutely. And make sure you like and subscribe to Liz if you haven't, and also check out her playlist, Live with Friends, and just play it in the background, put it on your laptop or your phone or
Yep.
whatever, and just
Yeah.
give her some watch hours and show her some love and get some great content while you're at it too.
Right. I think I'm at like 2,000 watch hours. So I'm halfway there.
Halfway. Nice.
To the 4,000. I'm 1,000 away from just being able to do the monetization. Here, let me get
the first tier where you can get super chats and things like that. Yep.
So then I have to get 4,000 to qualify for the commercials to add my stuff onto their other list and route people. And it was hard to explain. My friend was explaining it to me, and I was
You'll get the ad revenue, but you're getting up there. You're what, over 700 subscribers, and you're halfway to the watch hours. Make a
289 more subscribers. So
you can do it easy. Yeah.
289 is not that bad.
No.
Because realistically, I remember when I had like 10 and then I had like 40. And so it's like each and every one of you, sleep with Liz. You are not the first person to say that. Thank you.
And you won't be the last.
Well, realistically, I don't have a good comeback for that. I wish I had a good joke.
I was gonna say, I agree with you, Goldie. She's like, I'm so effing sick of this. I know she's talking about Scientology. She just said it like bad words. A smile.
Oh, Goldie said a bad word.
Yeah, she did.
Naughty.
Just
I love that. A smile to all of you today.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
To you too.
I can feel it.
That is like the nicest thing that,
Yeah.
I was thinking about putting on a movie, but doing it that way to get the hours. But then at the same time, they're like, no, you have to do like a sleeping thing. And I'm like, no, I snore. My love told me I snore. So no. And
that's why they don't actually watch me sleeping. They just look at this room and I walk away. And I come back in the morning.
You got to set up your mini Steve-O.
I will. I'm going to.
Oh, okay.
Good. Yeah.
You've seen that thing, right?
His
new toy.
I love that he's wearing an alien shirt. That's amazing.
Isn't that great? Little Xenu Nation shirt there. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. All right. That's
backwards
cute.
ball cap.
You can stare at that all.
Yeah, someone sent me, and I'm hoping to use it tomorrow, they sent me this art page of the Dyktastic duo. And
Oh no, that's awesome.
I
So cool.
literally, it was like the coolest thing I'd ever seen. I immediately sent it to Nora and I was like, look, like she emailed us, but here, oh my God, look. It is like gay pride, Nora and I all rolled into one, and you just like shake the dice and there's the picture.
Love
You'll
it.
have to see. It's
Oh.
I
it's one
can't
of those
wait.
amazing
That sounds so
things.
cool.
Do we see it tomorrow?
You should be able to see it tomorrow. You should be able to see it. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, I think it is the lovely lady that just said everyone smile.
Nice.
Oh,
I'm thinking that she's the one that. Hold on. Here we come. I don't know if it's gonna. Nope.
Oh, it won't focus. Oh wait, I see hair.
Oh.
Oh my God, I see it.
Oh.
Nora and Liz.
Yes.
With the hair. Oh, I love that.
That's great.
Rainbow hair. And they
Right?
got your little oh my God, I love
They
that.
she got
Her
our
hair.
glasses right. I
Yes.
cried a little when I got it. I'm not gonna lie. It was like the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Adorable. That's adorable.
Right?
Yeah.
It is
I can't wait.
definitely one for the record books.
Yes.
And you have people saying in the chat that they're watching your playlists and playing them all night.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate
Rev
it.
Girl. Oh, I love Rev Girl.
Right, I know.
So sweet.
Yeah.
And what is hold on this one? Because Goldie normally said, check out the humble bundles store.
that?
I don't know.
Goldie, can you tell us what this is?
You can choose Aftermath at checkout for a portion of your proceeds to benefit them.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Humble bundle.
Humble bundle.
Humble bundle.
Bubble butt ain't nothing but a bubble butt. Bubble butt. Bubble butt. Had to.
Absolutely.
Oh, it is her. See?
Oh, yay.
It is the coolest thing
wow.
ever.
Great job. That's so impressive. It really is. I love
Absolutely.
that. That did not look easy.
That didn't, because it's got my little bun thing here.
I know.
And then I was looking at it and I had to talk to Carrie and I was like, my eyes look so bright and blue. And she's like, that's because they are. I was like, oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. But
Yeah.
because, when I see I know my eyes are blue, but I don't think they're that blue. They're kind of like that in between. But I guess I need to take.
But how do they look when you're wearing blue? I bet they pop.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
My eyes change color with whatever I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Like if I was wearing a light blue shirt right now, it would be like, ka-ting.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hold on. There was one question. Okay. What has changed since coming to SPTV for you?
I mean, the foolish answer is people know what I look like now. But
Okay.
Honestly, and I mean, I think Marilyn and I were both here before it was officially called SPTV, before that had formed. I went from thinking this was, and no offense to anyone, some goofy space cult written by a sci-fi writer, and now there's a guy out there punching his employees, to seeing, we were talking about this a little earlier. My eyes have really been opened to what Scientology, what as an organization, how people are treated, and the fact that there is, childhood essay. I mean, when I started watching, it was just, for the most part, it was just Aaron. Chris Shelton was around doing his thing too, but most of the conversation was just kind of the, I don't want to say it was the kind of the superficial stuff, but it was, we didn't have you, meaning we didn't know that people were being told other people were dead. And obviously we found out about Bob, but we found out that
It's a common practice.
That's a common practice. He's not the exception. He's what is it? The exception. He's the rule. We're finding out that, children are trafficked and assayed, and not just one or two. There are hot studs hanging around bedding girls just to move them, into the Sea Org or whatever the case is. It's just, I mean, my eyes have really opened to an organization with 35, roughly, I mean, I'm taking Aaron's last number, 35,000, 40,000 people or so. And there's a lot of shit going on in there. And that's, I mean, there are other cults. Yes, there are other high control groups of other sorts, but my God, I mean, this is just, it seems out of control. And I didn't know that coming in. I didn't know that when I joined what is now the SPTV family. And so, I mean, that's changed for me, very much so. And, obviously, additionally, I've gotten to meet a ton of great people who are fighting the fight. And, if you are the voice, we as the Neverends are the megaphones. We're the ones that help make it louder. And I didn't know what it was. And so I've definitely seen a lot more than I expected, but I'm here. I'm here to stay. So,
and I appreciate you being here, because you Neverends make a huge difference. Like I've always said, just because you didn't grow up in the cult of Scientology doesn't mean you didn't have your own cult that you were growing up in.
Right. And like you always say about the snake oil, we've all fallen for some type of snake oil, and we can relate and to some level and some degree, and we're all human, and we all just hate the injustice and see the abuse. And like Steve said, I had no idea how bad it was, but I've always had this thing in me, I think from a young child, that I just had this fire in me, like this, maybe like an activist spirit at heart. I always want to I feel like I want to make a difference. Like, you look to religions to find out like why are you here? What's your purpose? And right now it's like, I just feel like I'm just razor focused. Like, I just want to help in any way I can. And I never thought I'd have the AA Ron Mike and all that. I've never thought I'd have an actual channel. I just started a little Facebook group, and that we could talk about cults and crafts and all that. And before I knew it,
and coffee.
Here I am. And coffee, of course. Of course. And here I am, and I like the goofy, alliterations and the 3 C's and the triple D's and the triple C's and all. But yeah, I mean, I think I bring a little bit of like goof, maybe a little bit homespun thing to it, but I love this community, and I just want to be able to contribute in any way that I can.
Yeah.
So what about you,
we
Liz?
love you.
Oh, thank you. Sweetie.
What have I learned? That, for a lack of better terms, that I wasn't the only one that went through this. that went through hell
Yeah.
in a handbasket.
Right.
You're not alone. Right.
Yeah, it basically is, you know, finding out that you grew up in a cult, and then finding out there's people that actually have your back and really have your back. Like, I never knew someone like Carrie was out there, and I am grateful for her every day. I never realized that there was people like V-Boop, you know,
Mhm.
like Alicia, like Lara, like Serge Del Mar. I never realized there was people out there that are just mind-blowingly amazing people and are stronger than anything I've ever seen. But in that same breath, you also have Aaron that, you know, I'm trying to think of that movie quote when they stand on the chair for Robin Williams.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
There we go. You know, even though he says, you know, we grew up in a cult, that's still a really good movie. And if Aaron ever sees this, or anybody wants to tell Aaron to watch that movie, please,
I guess
oh,
that
Captain,
one.
my Captain. But I never knew. And so this is helping me not only find a safe place to go through my trauma, a safe place to address what I've been through, and friends and new family, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, it's brought out a lot. But I know we've been going
Beautiful.
for almost an hour and a half, everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn into a pumpkin because it's after midnight.
Because it's late. It's late for her. I was thinking we were gonna make this short and sweet, and I had
It's
some
okay.
ideas, and
No, I'm always here
we
for
didn't
you.
even hit but 3 of them. So
Anytime, honey.
I'm a
Anytime.
talker.
I
I
love
guess
to.
I'm a talker.
No, I love it. You're really growing. I mean, from the time you just started your channel a few weeks ago, and oh my God, you're doing fantastic. You really are.
I'm trying.
The learning curve was much steeper for me. Trust me.
Hey, I still have to pretend that it's just the 3 of us talking in a room and people are chatting
Yep.
near us. So it's like we're
Yep.
eavesdropping on the other tables.
Sure.
Right. That's a good way to look at it.
That's how I have to. Otherwise, I sit there and I'm like, what comment? Comment
Don't
I
lose your
wasn't in a
glass slipper.
cult, but it was, you know what I'm saying?
Rev girl, quiet over there.
Don't lose your glass slipper.
Yes. So thank you all. I guess the best way I can end this is thank you so much, Denver. Thank you, Marilyn.
Anytime, sweetie.
I
Thank you,
always
Liz.
appreciate it. Thank you, everyone in the comments that threw out questions, that's here. Be nice to one another. Remember, we're all human, and sometimes we all just need some support. And last but not least, before I end this, I just want to say, please tip your waiter or waitress.
I love that. Bye. Good night, everyone. Thank
We'll
you
be
for
here all
joining
week.
us.